I had to ask you this, bro, because obviously you didn't fight necessarily in what I consider the internet era. So these guys take a little more scrutiny. They get a little more praise. I guess you got to take the good with the bad. But Shakur Stevenson obviously is getting a lot of criticism for his performances. You, much like Shakur, naturally right-handed, fight southpaw. Are we just that far away from the hit and not get hit era, or do you think Shakur can do more to kind of up his stock?
Well, I think he did more, but people not appreciating him. He had that one bad fight, man. That one bad fight like ruined him, like 'cause it was that bad. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like they won't forgive him for it. 'Cause at first he was in the talk of being one of those. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
But they won't forgive him for it, man.
So you feel like everything he kind of do moving forward, he's going to be kind of critiqued off of that De Los Santos fight.
Yep. Just because of that, man. They giving it to him bad too. Man. It's like this one of the most talented kids in boxing.
Mm-hmm.
But just everybody can't be like Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? And they looking at these. They also looking at the up-and-coming prospects like Vargas' son, Abdullah Mason, Shushu. These guys are getting in there and getting the job done.
Mm-hmm.
And Shakur's supposed to be in that elite, and they ain't giving him no slack, man, at all.
So if you look at just a hypothetical, because obviously not everybody's saying Tank knocked Shakur out. You were faced with those kind of situations. I think people looked at Zab Judah as the puncher versus the boxer. Obviously, people looked at Mayorga against you as the puncher as the boxer. Hypothetically, if that fight happens, do you think it's just 1,000,000% Shakur don't have anything to keep him off and Tank stops him, or do you see things in Shakur where he can still get it done?
I could see it both ways. Like Shakur has the ability. He's a master of distance. This kid is very hard to hit, and it doesn't mean that Tank's gonna land that big shot. But also he can because Shakur is gonna have to take some risk to beat him.
How did you approach fights like a Ricardo Mayorga, like a Zab Judah, where you knew you had to stay away from the danger, but you couldn't come outside of who you were as a fighter?
Well, it was just in me. I know I had to throw punches. I couldn't, even with Jermaine Nixon, I had to throw punches. And I feel kind of not. You can't. You gotta stand your ground at some point. You just can't. You just can't continue to just move and like he stomped it up with the old boy. Like he didn't stand there and trade at all.
Mm-hmm.
He just at points you just gotta take risks. And then you have to take that risk. It ain't a guarantee that you're going to be caught and get took out of there, but you have to take that risk. You have to bite down. If you that tough guy, you know what I'm saying. You just got to take that risk. You get hit, you got to learn how to just take it on the chin.
Mm-hmm. You did see things you liked against Artem in his last fight, because I actually thought, here's what I think. I think Shakur kind of got caught between the rock and the hard spot. So people say he stayed away against De Los Santos. So he actually came forward and tried to walk Artem down. I think the complaint is that he just didn't let his hands go. But you saw some skillful things in there.
Yeah, I think he let his hands go more. I think he let because he was trying to get old boy out of there,
mm-hmm.
but the guy just wouldn't. The guy just wouldn't go. he just wouldn't go, and you fight some of those fights like that. You know, the guy he wouldn't go. So what can he do? You know, because even though the guy sometimes punches his way out of trouble, you know what I'm saying? He was still fighting a defensive fight or whatnot, but he was using him punching as getting stopped. Mm-hmm. He just refused. He just refused of giving up. You know, he didn't want to get stopped. He wanted to go them whole 12 rounds. So, but you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing about that. I don't think the fight was totally boring though. Mm-hmm. I think they over exaggerated a little bit, because I know how it started. How it started was, you know, him doing his normal and waiting, and he started to pick it up. I say around about like the third or fourth round, he started to kind of step to him more or whatever. But the way they did the kid, man, I don't think he deserves the punishment that he's getting right now.
Before I let you go, Jinx, what advice, if Shakur Stevenson hears this interview, what advice would you give him?
I just tell him, you know, just keep doing you, man. Keep winning. That's all he has to do, is just keep winning. Keep winning. Some you're going to take out, some you're not. You know, we just gotta stay with it.